And coming up next, one of the veterans of the Up Next cage and one of the most colorful of characters, Seth Knifeface Coleman, battles the jellyfish, Stephan Kilim, and it's coming up next. Can't wait for this.
And Commerce Casino, please welcome our next set of fighters. Starting with our rising star from the blue corner, Seth Coleman.
The entrance music of Seth Coleman is a track titled Knifeface. It was penned by he himself. His rapping persona is not a 5150. Is there anything this guy doesn't do? He's a musician, he's a man of faith, he's somebody that traversed a very tough path of recovery, and he is just a shining spirit. He says when he goes to church, he's, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but don't judge a book by its cover, and he really is an example of inclusion.
Yeah, you got to look at his corner there, Jason Mayhem Miller, former UFC fighter, Pride fighter, a lot of experience in the corner of Knifeface Coleman. And I talked to him earlier yesterday. He's really credited Jason with kind of revamping his game and turning him into a deadlier fighter than he already was.
All right, Shmo, we take a closer look at some of the particulars.
Weighed in 134.6 pounds, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, 33. He's young, he's a striker, and he represents Forge Fight Club.
His favorite fighter, Alexander Volkanovski. His strengths are his speed, athleticism, and boy, is this guy tenacious. His favorite song off his new album is Knifeface. That's a surprise. His own song.
And the keys to the kingdom, John.
The keys to the kingdom, he's got to beat Godzilla in there. Fight fire with fire. Footsies, baby. Use that footwork to create openings and rise to the occasion. Rise up, babe.
Let's meet his opponent.
And his opponent out of the red corner, Stephan Kilim.
Knifeface at the weigh-ins mentioned to his opponent, you're brave for stepping in there and taking this fight. I appreciate that. We'll see if the jellyfish can bring the sting. He's looking for his first victory inside the MMA cage. He's been on the wrong end of a couple round 3 submissions. Looks to turn things around this time out. He's had some issues with takedown defense. We'll see if he's been working on it. He's a chess tutor, Jonathan. We'll see if he can play the human and mental game of chess.
Yeah, you don't want to play checkers in there with a guy who plays chess, that's for sure. Kilim, a very dangerous fighter.
Weighed in 134.4 pounds, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, 27 years young. He's also a striker and represents Black House Mixed Martial Arts.
His favorite fighters are Alex Poatan Pereira, John Silva. His strengths are his heart, endurance, and his elusiveness. And as you mentioned, he's a chess tutor for elementary school students. This guy's going to know strategy. The keys to the kingdom for Stephan Kilim: keep cool. Tango, baby. Keep that footwork going. Meet aggression with aggression and be improvisational. Adapt and overcome.
Here to set the stage, Rain Cruz.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is set for 3 rounds in the Rising Stars Bantamweight division and is presented by Free Head Kicks. Your referee in charge of this action, Mark Reyes. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, a striker with a record of 2 wins and only 1 loss. He stands 5'6", weighing in at 134.6 pounds. Representing Forge Fight Club and fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Seth Knifeface Coleman. And his opponent out of the red corner, entering his 3rd career bout. He is a striker standing at 5'10", weighing in at 134.4 pounds. Representing Black House MMA and fighting out of Gardena, California, Stephan the Jellyfish Kilim.
Stage is set for this bantamweight battle. Three 3-minute rounds. These guys come in with some experience. Wave of momentum for Seth Knifeface Coleman. 2 consecutive UNF victories. A unanimous decision over Darren Westfall and a round 3 TKO over Tarek Tome. But the opposition, Stephan Kilim, saying, I'm here to take his shine. Wants to take advantage of all that momentum that Coleman's had. We'll see if he can do it.
Both fighters utilizing some feints here, trying to create some openings.
And Schmo, Kilim has a couple of Muay Thai victories, so these, we might have the makings of a real stand-up affair here.
Striker's delight indeed. But listen, gentlemen, as you mentioned, Mayhem Miller in the corner, Seth Coleman. Every time the Schmo sees Mayhem Miller in the past 3 months, he cannot talk highly enough about Seth Coleman. Excited to see him compete inside the Up Next fighting cage tonight.
You mentioned it, 33 years young. He's never been in better shape as Coleman, and is really peaking here and under the bright lights of the Up Next cage. And we've seen that Coleman just never has met a fight he doesn't like. But in there with somebody that's going to be all too willing to mix it up with him in the Jellyfish.
Kilim throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this point, throwing kicks, punches, looking for takedowns. Very versatile attack from the Jellyfish so far.
Jellyfish in past fights has had issues with getting taken down, but looking for the takedown in his own right. I'm sure he saw some footage of Knifeface in action. So that is a sound strategy, but hasn't been able to complete the takedown yet. Following in that high kick attempt, trying to blitz in is Kilim. 3 3-minute rounds of action, bantamweight division on a night that'll feature 7 title fights.
Like that up kick up the middle, does a good job using those long limbs, Kilim, to keep that distance.
Up in the clinch here. Nice right hand from Knifeface Coleman on the exit.
Really was looking to load up that big right hand again. Was Knifeface. He's becoming one of the popular characters, but a nice combination there by Kilim.
That left hand landed by Kilim right there in that last exchange.
Coleman was looking for the big uppercut there while he had Kilim off balance. Back and forth seesaw action here, Jonathan, thus far.
Yeah, neither fighter has really established themselves as the leader in the dance so far. Both of them having moments, but or schmoments, as I should say.
Knifeface doing a good job with level changing and feints though to close the distance against the longer, rangier fighter in Kilim. But just hard to find the target so far in round 1.
Kilim trying to use those long limbs, those kicks to keep him at distance. Nice combination there by Coleman, who can put punches together in bunches in a big way. The corner of Kilim just urging him to keep the pressure on at the end of the round, maybe to punctuate the round here. Round 1 comes to a close.
Nice show of sportsmanship from both fighters. They both head back to their corners.
All right, we go to Schmo, the unofficial Schmo card. Tough one to call.
Tough one to call, but it looked like Kilim was the aggressor in the final exchanges right there, putting the pressure. I edged 10-9 to Kilim after round 1.
All right, Jonathan, your thoughts as we relive some of the action with the replay.
Yeah, you see both fighters had their chance leading the dance. Neither one of them really put an exclamation point on it, but that was a beautiful combination from Kilim there. And again, in the clinch, Coleman landing some nice uppercuts and finishes it off with a nice right hand.
I like what Coleman did there, was scoring with the uppercuts and then got out of there. Had some nice combinations throughout as well. We thought that it might be a stand-up affair. It was certainly that in the first round, despite Kilim trying to get the thing to the ground a couple times. We'll see what round 2 holds. Again, this one's scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds of action. This one of our fights we're bringing to you live on the Up Next Fighting YouTube page. Relive some of the greatest moments in Up Next Fighting history on YouTube and, of course, on our Instagram page as well. All kinds of exclusive interviews, stuff from the weigh-ins. Really set the stage for the action here at UNF 25. Get connected, get involved with Up Next Fighting.
Nice leg kick right above the knee as you see Kilim shaking that out.
See if Coleman, and again, there's been a couple times that Kilim has been off balance here. We'll see if Coleman can take advantage, backs up, allows Kilim to get back to his feet. Back to your regularly scheduled stand-up war between these two. Kilim originally out of Brazil, guys. Been in the States for a number of years now. Came here to pursue his dreams.
From Paraná, Brazil. He's been here 10 years now, training out of Black House MMA. You can hear it shouting in the corner next to us.
A lot of Portuguese going on.
Nice left hand there for Knife Face Coleman on the exit.
Shmo, your thoughts on what you've seen thus far in the second round?
Coleman doing a good job coming in there, finding his shots. He's just loading up pretty much on that right hand extra, but doing a good job mixing in with those low kicks, but just not a lot of action so far in the second round. But I think Coleman's done a really good job finding his shots when he gets in. Another slip right there, though, from Kilim.
And, you know, that has been an issue for Kilim, and it's only a matter of time before Coleman finds a way to exploit that, Jonathan, you got to believe.
Yeah, you don't want to eat a big hand or a big right hand when your feet are together like that, because it really makes things look worse on the judges' scorecards. The punch may not have landed, but falling on your butt doesn't look good to the judges.
How impressed are you with the takedown defense thus far of Seth Coleman? You know, Kilim's gone for it several times and has been stuffed each and every time thus far.
Yeah, you know, Knife Face does a great job of circling away. He uses uppercuts and knees to kind of, you know, take away the takedown attempt. Very effective so far to prevent Kilim from bringing the fight to the mat.
Coleman, is this confidence or cockiness here, Shmo, that he's getting a little loose with some of these strikes, having a little fun in there?
Well, it's definitely, you can see that the range is tough for him to find his shots. He's doing a good job level changing, coming close, finding his distance, but it's been very tricky for him to really find the target here.
Inside 30 seconds to go now in our second of 3 rounds. Man, going upstairs, throwing the high heat there was Knife Face. Looking for the spinning back kick again, and Kilim was in a little too tight for that, Jonathan, but a variety of shots being thrown here by Knife Face in round 2. Staying busy, big
nice body
kick.
kick.
Yeah.
Nice body kick at the bell.
If at first you don't succeed, try again, and that one got through, and that one had to hurt, Smo.
Definitely did, right in the midsection right there. Did a good job finding the low kick. Obviously was able to land and connect with the hands on top, but that body kick to the torso, that could leave a mark in the judge's eyes to close out round 2.
We're gonna take a look back at the action. In your estimation, gentlemen, did that do enough to even up the score here for Knife Face? That was probably the most meaningful shot of the fight, I gotta believe.
Yeah, big swing and a miss with the back fist there. Hopefully we get a shot of a body kick at the end of the round. It echoed off the walls here at the Commerce Casino, the lovely Commerce Casino.
And again, a little, slip, but ate a shot too on the way down, and you can see these kick attempts by Coleman, but he landed a nasty one late right into that midsection. That'll rattle your ribs to be sure, quiver your liver.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third and final round.
And I dare say, make your knees wheeze. Crowd comes to life here in Commerce Casino. They want to see some fireworks in our third and final round. 3 minutes to go in this battle of the bantamweights of the Rising Stars division.
Oh, nice shot from Kilim there.
Yeah, Kilim not going anywhere. Maybe he was biding his time a little bit there in round 2 and allowing, I think maybe his corner said, Schmo, this guy's getting overconfident, make him pay for it.
That's right. And that time he didn't waste any time. That was a great counter, but now he's putting together some offense of his own, but Knife Face right there was able to land it and a counter.
Nice right hand from Coleman. He threw a feint there to land that shot. Big swing and a miss with the spinning back kick for Kilim.
As we mentioned, Kilim earlier, the jellyfish looking to show that he's got some serious sting. Trying to close the gap here as Kilim and unload. Eats the jab there. by Knife Face.
Nice right hand.
Kilim has Knife Face fighting off his back foot in round 3.
And that is unfamiliar territory for Coleman. Coleman's hands were awfully low there momentarily as well, Jonathan.
Yeah, and you see Coleman throwing leg kicks blind without setting up with his hands first. Not a good idea.
Went upstairs again, blocked. Nice straight right though by Coleman. It's circling off the cage. Coleman on his bicycle a little bit now. Just get that powder keg mentality in this third and final round.
Just over a minute left in the frame.
Something's got to give. Straight right there by Kilim. Trying to measure. As Schmo mentioned, he's got Coleman working off his back foot. Nice left hook there.
That was
by
good.
Kilim.
The right to the body, set up the left hook right there to the face.
Spinning back fist. We've seen those hit here at Up Next Fighting. This acts Jason Jones is on the wrong end of those. The hands of Sir Gregor Balkian, who we will see in action. Still to come, Balkian with a title opportunity later on against El Chief Jonathan Winland. What a fight that looks to be. Talk about knockout artists.
Yeah. Oh, low blow there. It's a stoppage from the referee.
Stephan Kilim will have 5 minutes to recover here. It'll be a stop to the official time. Being admonished now is Seth Coleman. And not going to waste too much time here because, you don't want to get cold. You don't want to quell that momentum. The final under 30 seconds of this thing now. See if somebody can pull the pin. Flying knee there, the dragon variety that Kilim shrugged off. These two having some fun in there with one another. One last exchange, one final firefight. Crowd comes to life. And 3 entertaining rounds of action between Knife Face and the Jellyfish. Schmo, how do you see it after 3?
This is why the Schmo's happy he's not a judge. That last round, really a toss-up. Either way, I did see that Kilim was having Knife Face fight off his back foot. I edged towards Kilim, but this is why the Schmo doesn't like to be a judge, because this fight could go either way, gentlemen.
All right, Jonathan, agree or disagree?
I agree. I have Kilim winning the fight 2 rounds to 1. The Jellyfish, in my opinion, will get his hands raised tonight.
Time will tell, and if so, that would put a halt to the extreme momentum of Knife Face recently with 2 straight UNF wins. We'll see in the eyes of the judges if Coleman did enough to earn a 3rd straight victory in the UNF cage. We're going to take a look back at some of the action. There was a lot of it, including a low blow there in that final round. But, Schmo said it, that Kilim was moving forward, for the vast variety, or, the most part of that round. Jonathan, how did you see it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was on his bicycle. Knife Face was for most of that round. He did land a couple of effective shots, but Kilim was definitely the one moving forward, and I think that is what's going to tell the tale on the judges' scorecards.
Time will tell, and there you see the low blow. To his credit, Kilim was able to jump right back into the fire there and finish the fight. This one goes to the scorecards as well. We'll see how the judges see it. 2 proud warriors went toe-to-toe in this one. Will Coleman keep rolling, or will Kilim score his first victory in the MMA cage? And what a win it would be. Coleman always has faith. Does he have faith that he got the best of this 3 rounds of action? Numbers being tabulated. We might have a real close call here, Jonathan. Let's make it all official. Back into the cage in our own ring cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the winner, please give it up for these amazing fighters who gave us the showdown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Giovanni Varela scored this bout 29-28. Felicia O, 30-27, and Artur Chivichen scored this bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Seth Coleman!
Well, there you have it. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges, and Coleman did throw some nice combinations throughout. Was getting creative with some of the shots, and we'll get some more insight on this as the Schmo standing by for a word.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Seth Coleman, knife face, your main undefeated here in the Up Next Fighting Cage. When you were hearing the judges' scorecards, what was going through your mind?
Man, I love black women. That's what I'm thinking about, Bo. I'm trying to go home, go see my lady. You can hear me?
I can hear you, but the mouthpiece out would be a little bit easier.
What's up, Leilani? Woo! Where are you, baby? I can't hear you. She in there somewhere. But next time I'll fight whoever the hell wants some, man. This was a hell of a lot of fun. Mr. Jellyfish and his whole team, those guys are awesome. I'm glad that we could be friends after all this. I want to be friends with everybody. I love everybody. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. In here, it's a sport. It's a game. We're here to entertain. We're here to fight and test our mettle. God bless Mayhem. God bless Andy. God bless Brian. God bless the whole Buckner family. My gym, Forge. My gym, Fight Science. All my sponsors, you see them, Protege, Macharan, Hope Interventions, World Famous Hot Boys, Chapter 17, Good Earth Plumbing and Rooter. Woo! Follow me on Instagram, Nada5150. New album's out now. Woo!
No shortage of people to thank for the knife face. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner. Todd and John, back to you.
All right, thank you, Schmo. Well, I'll tell you, Coleman, he certainly crosses all the T's and dots all the I's.